What's up, YouTube? What's up, NFL fans? It's me, I Live to Win. I'm joined again by Billy B.
How you doing?
We're back to bring you the third installment of our picks. And unlike Michael Vick, we do remember our Sunday night. So, Bill, how'd you do?
Alright, I was 2-2 last week. Wasn't too happy about that. Gives me a 4-3-1 record overall. Gotta pick it up. This week's always a new week, though. Alright, we'll start out with my losses from last week. Started out with Baltimore against Tennessee. Baltimore didn't get it done. They played their Super Bowl in week 1, I guess, and they took it all out on the Pittsburgh Steelers with a big letdown against Tennessee. Alright, my upset special, I gave you Indianapolis against the Cleveland Browns. Indianapolis had the game close until the fourth quarter. Then they decided, well, we don't have Peyton Manning, so we're not going to win. Then they gave up a couple points in the fourth. They lost. Alright, for my wins, I gave you Pittsburgh Steelers. They were -14 against Seattle. Seattle's not very good. They posted a big shutout, 24-0. Covered it easily. Alright, my other win, I gave you Green Bay, Carolina over a 47. Told you Green Bay was going to score about 30. They scored exactly 30. Told you Carolina was going to score about 20. They scored 23. Pretty right on if you ask me. Over hit. Alright, so there's my week 2 recap. I Live to Win's going to give you his right now.
Last week, I finished 2-1-1, which brings me to 3-1-3 on the year. That's an outstanding amount of ties, but that's okay. It's better than losses. Last week, I gave you Atlanta as my upset special, and they came through in a big way. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles 35-31, as I told you they would. I told you that Vic would struggle and he wouldn't get near the 300 yards passing and 100 yards rushing that people expected he would. He fumbled twice, turned the ball over, costly turnovers, had one interception. Whether it was an interception or whether it wasn't, whether it hit the ground or it didn't, it counted as an interception and the 2 fumbles were there. Other than that, he put in a decent game, and a lot of people say he had a pretty good game, but you can't discount the turnovers, and Coffey came in there and played pretty well. People who say the Eagles would have won if Vic had stayed in, they're wrong. I gave you Atlanta as an upset special. They came through. The Dallas Cowboys, I gave you -3. I told you that they were going to spank San Fran. They were going to dominate them. Well, I underestimated San Francisco, or maybe I overestimated the Dallas Cowboys. In any case, the Dallas Cowboys got the tie. The -3 was exactly -3. It was 27-24. However, that could have easily been a win had Jesse Holley, a guy who I've never heard of in my life, just been able to get the ball into the end zone rather than fall short at the 1. Or had Jason Garrett decided to actually run the ball and attempt to get it in at the 1-yard line. It can't hurt. Run it in the first, run it at second, and see if you can get it in. Kick the field goal in third. Then Dallas would have covered, and it would have been a win. However, it ends up as a tie. I gave you Denver -4 against the Cincinnati Bengals. They won by half of that, which means that's a loss. First loss of the year, Denver Broncos. Thanks a lot. Houston, I gave you Houston -3. They beat the Miami Dolphins 23-13. Houston covered. And so that's how I did this past Sunday. Now we'll get into week 3 picks. Billy B is going to start us off.
Alright, for my first pick in week 3, I'm going to give you Baltimore. Tried them out last week, didn't work out. Going to give them another chance. Baltimore -4 against St. Louis. Take them. Alright, my next pick, Miami +2.5 against Cleveland. Miami plays in that tough AFC East. They need a win. They're 0-2. Can't keep losing in that division. Take them for the win. My next pick, Cincinnati 49ers. The under, 40.5. Cincinnati, they run the ball with Cedric Benson. 49ers, they stop the run. So, don't see too many points being scored here. Roughly around like 19-13. I think the outcome will be like something around there. So, under hits. Take them. Alright, my upset special. I'm going to give you the Denver Broncos +6.5 against Tennessee. I think the odds makers are giving Tennessee too much credit after their big win against Baltimore. I don't see it. Last year, Denver stopped Chris Johnson. They had 19 carries for 53 yards. They stopped Chris Johnson. They stopped the Titans. Also, Champ Bailey draped on Kenny Britt. I like that matchup. So, I'm going to say Denver Broncos wins that outright. If you're not comfortable with that, they're always +6.5. Take them. Alright, so there's my week 3 locks of the week. I Live to Win's going to give you his winners right now.
Alright, so for this week, I've got Arizona -3.5 playing Seattle. I think Seattle's a bad team. I think Arizona's going to beat up on them. I would easily take Arizona -7 in this game, so I like 3.5 a lot.
Take them.
The Atlanta Falcons are an underdog again this week. This time they're +1.5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Atlanta Falcons will win this game. I'm taking them +1.5.
Take them.
My next game is going to be Tennessee -6.5 against the Denver Broncos. Me and Billy B disagree a little bit on this game. I took the Broncos last week -4. They couldn't cover against the Bengals. I think the Broncos are a bad team, and I think Tennessee is a pretty decent team. They played pretty hard against Baltimore last week. I think they're going to get it done this week, minus 6.5 against the Broncos. And I actually expect Chris Johnson to have a monster game, over 100 yards rushing. I think the Titans win here by 10 or more.
Take them.
And for my upset special, Donovan McNabb, he finally gets a win with Minnesota, and he takes down the Detroit Lions. The Vikings are currently plus 3.5, but I like them to win outright at home against the Detroit Lions this week. Donovan McNabb needs to prove himself. He needs to get a win, or he's going to be benched very shortly.
Take them.
And that's my week 3 picks. And as of now, I have 3 ties and 3 wins on the season, but only 1 loss, so that's pretty good. Let's see if we can turn some of them ties into victories.
All right, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments below, give us your picks, let us know how we're doing, and as always, we'll see you next week. Take them.